Welcome back. We're in the 10 on 10 lounge. I'm so excited because we have one of my favorite artists in the studio today. He got his start right here on campus. Our guest today is Caleb Taylor.
I was sitting in my room nauseous, thinking about my other options. Wall Street and maybe a stock man. That acoustic would get me right back to it.
Caleb is a singer, songwriter, producer, and former student on ISU's campus. Caleb has released numerous singles and music videos such as Prototype and Drowning, and as of recently, he has just launched his first full-length album, 7, The Closing of an Unconscious Age, which is available on Spotify and Apple Music. He has returned to campus to perform at ISU's Open Mic, a Thursday tradition for many here on campus. Hi, Caleb. I'm so excited you're here. So I've heard all about your new album. What are the kinds of things that go into work when creating such a large body of work like a full-length album?
It's really time. I think that a lot of times people assume that artists just go into things and they know exactly what they want to do. But really what happens a lot of times is you go through life things, circumstances, and things of that sort. And you're continuously listening to music. And so as you're reflecting on how those things are impacting your life and how you're responding to those things, you kind of start to make a soundtrack to that. And so that's pretty much how the music is made in an album. And so a lot of times, like when I was creating this album, there was a specific theme that I had as I'm going through these life things. And about halfway in, that's when I'm like, wow, I kind of know what I'm doing.
Right.
But before then, it was just I was making music that was describing what I was going through at that current time.
How long has it taken you to make this album that just came out?
9 months.
Oh, wow. So far, how has the reaction been from your fans and viewers that have been watching you for a while?
It's actually been pretty good. It's crazy because it just dropped last night, or technically today, at 12 a.m. And it was immediately, like, people are hitting my phone up and they're like, oh man, I really enjoy the album. I think this album, it's really special to me because I'm being very vulnerable. And I think that is really important in society because a lot of people, they believe that for some reason we get to choose the emotions that we numb. And so they numb fear, right? And they numb vulnerability and they numb disappointment. But when you numb those things, you're also numbing love, right? And you're also numbing gratefulness. And so those things are essential to a happy life. So those issues are kind of being talked about in this project. And I think that those are things people have wanted to talk about, but for a long time it hasn't been cool. And so I think when it's out there, people are like, wow, I can actually really relate to this. And so I think that's why it's getting such a good response.
Awesome. I know a lot of artists are very critical of their work. Are you happy with your album, or is there something you wish you could have changed, maybe?
There's so much I wish I could have changed. It's crazy because it's like when you're releasing it, you're like, you feel really good about it, and you're like, this is the thing. And then the next day, you listen to some like old school Bob Marley or something, and you're like, oh my God, everything I just put out is crap. This is magic. and it just makes you want to kind of get right back to it. So that's the cool thing about music is, you know, as soon as you release something, it's like you start hearing other things, and you're kind of on to making the next thing. Wow. But they can never really compete with each other because it's kind of like a timeline of your life,
right,
really.
It's like your thing,
yeah,
individually.
And it's just all growth. So as you complete the projects, and then you actually look back, you're like, well, this project is nothing like this project.
Thank you so much for joining us, Caleb. I wish you the best of luck in following your dreams. I love watching you just come up.